know, I know it was gonna look this ridiculous. When I tell y'all, hold on 1 second. Okay. I am literally over here cracking up because I was like, there has to be a better way with me risking my life going outside and trying to go to the beach with the mosquitoes, and it's been raining so much, y'all. So I put this, I got this Avon bug spray on. I look absolutely ridiculous. I look like I just got out of a baby oil bath. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking crazy. No worries. We gonna be at the beach soon. I know I look this ridiculous. Lord, help me. This is too funny. I'm at the gate now. Y'all, I'm good. Y'all know my heart. I'm just trying not to get bit today. All these busy little dogs. Y'all see me? For some reason, there's a lot of people in my neighborhood who have like multiples of the same dog. I think it's a little strange, but oh man, the island is definitely popular. Ooh. Bye-bye. But yeah, the island is definitely popping. We just had a holiday, which was yesterday, which was Three Kings Day, which is like pretty much a big deal here, especially in compared to like Christmas. Like that's when they do their gift exchange with their families and stuff. On, oh, that's when they do. Somebody's car is going off, but that's when they do their gift exchange and stuff. So yesterday it was so nice because all the families were coming together and they had their music and they was just having a good old time. And that's another thing out here. It's just traditional for like the holidays when the families come together. They have like all these different instruments and they're like having a good time and everybody has an instrument. I was gratefully got to spend some time with the Puerto Rican family last year. But of course with COVID and stuff, I was staying at home. But I had a great time. We got to play music and dance and we just had a great time. So even though I didn't get to like participate this year directly with any families, I still had a good time because literally like half of my complex was just having like cookouts and it's like big family reunion basically. Cookouts, they had their music, they was playing, you know, just vibing out as family. So it was a really good time. It's been, the weather here has been pretty nice for the most part this week. There's been a little bit of rain, but not much. It's been probably like low 80s, high 70s most of the week. So I'm definitely not complaining about that at all. But yeah, as you guys know, I'm going home on Tuesday. So I wanted to make sure y'all got to see the beach because we ain't gonna be at the beach for some time. So we are almost here at the beach. And I hope you guys had a really good New Year's as well because I didn't get to talk to you guys. I ain't talked to y'all since last year. Literally. Hey Kay, can't believe it's Friday already. I know, right? This week actually has went by really fast. Went by really fast. Hey, how did you do on your exam? I was just thinking about you. How did your exam go? And then when do classes start back up? Because I'm assuming you're on break now, for sure. Right, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, everything. Whew. I was just saying before you got on here that yesterday was a big holiday for the island um, a nationally recognized holiday here, which is Three Kings Day. Look at the beach today. Oh, it is windy. You can look at trees and see the wind. But yes, and how did your exam go? Yeah, I was saying last week though, my phone definitely went dead, so I was not on here long at all. I hopped on from the patio. I'm so happy, y'all. I got some new patio furniture because my patio furniture was struggling, like super struggling. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's some folks out in the water today. I ain't seen no folks in the water in a while. Some kids, they're like on a little paddling board. Surf. They look like more like paddling. I don't know. Our school started already this Monday. Oh my gosh! So you guys barely take New Year's for a holiday then? Wow! Monday? I guess it's different over in Canada because most of the schools don't go back until, like in the States, till like either the second or third day. I feel like you just finished up like a week ago. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, so yeah, last week I got a chance to get all of my cleaning done in my home. I literally was cleaning until like 11:30. Literally like 11:30. And then I like took a quick shower just so I could be out before the like New Year. And then they do a lot of fireworks here, so I was able to see some of the fireworks outside. I didn't go outside though. I was like, I'm not about to have to put on no bug spray. Just to go out here for a couple minutes, so I just watched from the door. And then I was like, I thought I was gonna be so inspired to cook on New Year's Day. I was not. So I don't even know what I ate. I don't even know what I ate. I know I ain't getting nothing. I think I just made like a nice breakfast. That was it. But I did make lasagna on Sunday. And then I also did my health coaching this weekend. So let me tell y'all, your girl is officially on Instagram. And oh my, Instagram is very interesting today. I am challenging myself to post on Instagram daily. And I believe I am on day 15 today. And I haven't created like a content calendar yet just because, I'm just like, let me just embrace the struggle a little bit so I can relate with some of my clients who may be struggling with their social media. And oh my gosh, like trying to come up with like a valuable post every day on Instagram, it's a lot. Shout out to the folks who are really about this Instagram life, the influencers and like the businesses who are really active. Shout out to them. So I'm trying one post a day, y'all. Like I said, I think I'm on like day 15. Yesterday was officially 2 weeks. No, y'all. I'm on day 16 of my post. Wednesday was 2 weeks of me officially posting. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. My business Instagram name is Branded in Purpose. And then I was talking to one of my business sisters, and she was telling me that she's actually on Twitter. Like Twitter is her preferred platform because she doesn't really get on Instagram as much promoting her business, but she was like, she does a really good job promoting on Twitter. And I was like, really? And I guess, to be honest, you guys, are y'all Twitter users? Y'all gotta let me know in the comments. Like, are you guys like avid Twitter users? Do like, is Twitter going to die? But I really think Twitter is here to stay for a long time. A long time. I think it's such a unique space. And granted, as far as like Twitter goes, like somebody will send me, like people will send me tweets and I'll look at them and laugh. And like I said, I've never been a tweeter. When I first started teaching, I had Twitter for my classroom, but it was like strictly that. Like I didn't like explore and go to other people, follow on other people. It was just like me and my students, having our little dialogue. So I'm interested, to explore Twitter as a possible platform for me to use to promote my business. And Black Twitter specifically as well. Oh, my brother's on here. He said, hey, Sarah. Hey, Logan. How you doing? Twitter is resilient. Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't think Twitter is actually going anywhere. I think it's still such a unique, like it has its own vibe. You know what I mean? Like the fact that there's like pieces of the Twitter world that are, specific spaces, aka Black Twitter, like that is pretty dope. My friend was telling me because she's a financial guru for helping professionals save/invest their first 6 figures. And so she was saying that there's like a finance space like in Twitter. And she was like, I'm sure there's a branding space as well. So I actually went and Googled like brand strategists on Twitter just so I could kind of see what the vibe was and the conversations, how they were. And I was like, I said, I don't know about this. It's a little too I said, it's a little bit, but it's cool. I think that maybe I want to give myself some time to build some momentum on my Instagram page. And then I would like to add Twitter at some point before the year is out. But I'm like, yeah, this Twitter game it's something else. And I feel like Twitter, you can just be super, super authentic and just for the culture for real. Like I feel like Instagram is a little bit more curated. Where Twitter, you have a little bit more freedom. Same with YouTube. I feel like YouTube, especially now with like a lot of celebrities and stuff on here. I don't know if y'all remember YouTube back in the day, but YouTube was literally about the small creators. Now it's like, they really only promoting like the folks, these celebrities and these folks who, they want to promote and who have really big followings and stuff like that. But that's why I like going live. Live, I get to just, chill, relax. I don't have no pressure. I just get to show up as me and say hey to y'all. Even though next year I do plan on making some more, my sit-down style videos. But yeah, I have all these different creative ideas and stuff I want to do as well, but it's like taking time. So like for me, I'm just trying to figure out how to prioritize my time as I'm trying to grow my business. But then, still enjoy like a creative space. Logan said, I tried to jump on last week, 20 minutes in, but it had ended. Oh, did you? Okay. Oh, yeah. Your girl was in and out because I ain't had my life together. I was like cleaning. Then my phone was going dead and everything. Twitter spaces are pretty cool, but I'm not a big social media person. And that's the big thing too. Like I'm not a social media person. Look, there's the person, but I don't consider like YouTube social media, right? Because for the most part, like there's more, I guess, separation in YouTube world. Like I don't have people like that I went to high school with or college with trying to follow me on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like on like if I had an Instagram, like a personal Instagram page, like a Facebook page. Even I'm thinking Twitter, like people would just be trying to find you to just, kind of be a little nosy and stuff. Like I don't feel that vibe with YouTube. So YouTube is more of just like a social place. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Do you consider YouTube social media? I know it's technically is, but it's not. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can creep on all platforms, but I don't know. And I haven't been on Facebook. Like I said, I never had a real Twitter. I haven't been on Facebook since 2015. Never was really active on Instagram when I had, my personal Instagram. I do have a personal Instagram, but I don't really use it. I've been posting my skate videos just so that my family and friends can, you know, see my skate shenanigans. But other than that, let's see. Inte said exam, let's not talk about it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Inte. Sorry for the late replies. No, it's okay. I see it looks like you were in and out of the chat, so that's understandable. I'm currently still studying for January finals. Jeez, y'all got finals in January too? So hold on. Y'all don't get like, y'all don't do y'all finals before y'all go away for like Christmas break? Logan, I don't know if you was on last time Inte was on. Was you on here? And Inte was, no, you wasn't on here. You wasn't on here the other week. Inte was on and preparing for a biochemistry final. So, okay, so now Inte, do you have to take the biochemistry again? Or did you do enough to be able to pass? Y'all, I'm gonna miss the beach. I'm going literally, my little cousin FaceTimed me today at home. And she said, hey cousin girl, and it just looked cold. You know, like you look in the sky at home. Well, I know we all got different homes, but if it gets cold where you are, and you look in the sky and it just looked like it's cold, like that's what it looked like when I was talking to her. It was all snow on the ground. It wasn't actively snowing, but it was still snow on the ground. I said, I'm literally gonna freeze. It was like 16 degrees this morning, 24 degrees at home. Meanwhile, I'm out here in Puerto Rico in this 80-degree weather. I'm like, OMG. I would be going home in the wintertime. Let's see. Inte said our stupid school went on strike and our finals got pushed back to January for some of our classes. What? Well, was the strike worth it? Hold on, my cousin was on here. Hey girl, hey cousin girl. She said it is. You funny, you hear me over here talk about you. But yeah, I was talking to her, I was like, it just looks cold. Like this is not it. This is not the life. Inte said, hi Logan, congrats on the baby. Oh yes. And Logan, how is the baby girl doing? Yes, give us an update on the baby. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I am excited though. This is so lame, but I'm excited to go home because I don't like having to put on like winter clothes, but I got some cute little winter clothes I want to put on, so I want to put on my little boots and stuff. So I'm excited about that part, is my clothes. I know that's strange. Inte said, wait, are you moving away from the island? I am going back. So Inte, I'm originally from Ohio. So I am going back to see my family. My little brother, he is a senior in high school and he plays on the varsity basketball team. So I want to make sure that I make the rest of his season. And then I also have a conference that I'm going to in Atlanta. It's called Built to Impact. It's for female entrepreneurs of faith. So I'm going to that the end of February. Well, no, the first week of February. And then, because I used to live in Atlanta, I have a lot of friends and family and my old students. So I always have to stay in Atlanta for at least a week. So I'm thinking about staying in Atlanta for maybe a week or two and then potentially going to Alabama for a little bit. So I think I'm going to be in the States for a little bit. I don't know when I'm coming back to Puerto Rico, but tentatively I'm supposed to be coming back in February, but I don't know if that's going to be pushed back until further notice. Bruh, it's been snowstorming here in Canada at negative 40 degrees. Right, I'm over here complaining about the 14 degrees / 24 degrees I'm going to at home. Too much snow and my back hurts just shoveling the snow. Oh my gosh, I bet. I am so sorry to hear that. Literally this year we got my dad a snowblower this year. So he's like, he just put it together yesterday. So hopefully he can use it in the snow. Oh nice, you got a new adventure at the start of the year. Oh, absolutely. I do. So it should be a good time. It should be a good time. So I was like, I'm definitely getting out here to this beach today. I don't know when I get home. I'm still gonna be, tapping in with y'all on Fridays. But then it's gonna be Puerto Rico. It's already, what time is it? It's 6:23 here. So I know we're not on the same time zone. But then when I go back to Ohio next week, the time zone is going to be, I'm going to basically be starting an hour later from what I'm starting this week. I know, God, I'm good. So I'll be on Eastern Standard Time. And I always forget what I forget what this time zone is called. Like the island time zone. I don't know. I want to say 8. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I want to say I be seeing something with an A. And that's the creepy thing too. Like when I'm signing up for like Zoom calls and like stuff like that for the different like groups I'm in, I never know. I'm like, I hope I'm getting on here at the right time, because sometimes they'll put in the wrong time for me, and I'll be on a call like too early or too late. So I always have to like double check. Like, hold on, are you guys giving me like an Eastern Standard Time or making sure it converts over here? Intake said, be safe when you're traveling. This new Omicron variant is very contagious, and our facility just went in red zone and lockdown, and I'm working this weekend. I'm very nervous. Oh my goodness. Definitely keeping you in prayers. No, when I tell you it's going down with this Omicron, like, it's going down. I don't know if Logan is still on here, but when he get back, if he's able to play it. So Logan, I didn't get to talk to you last week. So the crazy thing, Logan was literally asking about my mom. He said, how your mama doing? And I was like, she good. I just was talking to her, such and such. Logan, do you know, soon as I got off the live, because I was showing y'all my Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Soon as I got off the live, y'all, I called my mama. My mom's like, yeah, I just got a little cough. I think my sinuses. And I was like, Mama, you need to take the test, girl. Like, ain't nobody about to play with you. All these folks that got COVID. Literally, like, 2 minutes later, she's sending me a picture of my mama got COVID. I said, ain't this something? Ain't this something? And then she texted me the other day, and she was asking me if, like, any of my friends at home had any extra tests. And a couple of one of my best friends works he's a veterinarian, and he works at our children's hospital at home. So he was like, well, I got an extra test, like, so he had his wife bring an extra test to my mama. And then another one of my best friends, he works for the animal shelter, and he was like, I got an extra test, but he got COVID right now. But he was like, I'm just itching to get out this house, so I'll just go drop it off on the porch. So he went and dropped off the test. And then my little brother just tested positive after my mama just got over COVID. And literally, like, half of my aunties that had COVID in the last couple weeks. My cousins, my friend, like, oh my gosh, don't get me started on, like, my Atlanta family. Like, my folks in Atlanta. Oh my gosh, I done talked to so many of my students who got COVID right now or just had COVID. One of my best friends at home, her whole house had it. Like, I mean, I want to say every day, I feel like for the last 2 weeks, I have spoken to someone who was like, oh, I have COVID. I had like 2 meetings scheduled this week. They had to be canceled because they just had tested positive for COVID. I'm like, this COVID is really disrespectful. And I feel like I keep on dodging it, like I'm always close to like the people who have COVID, and I just like will have missed them or something. But then let me tell y'all this. One of my co-workers' daughters tested positive for COVID. So her and her daughter both had COVID during Thanksgiving. Y'all, I lied to y'all not. I guess I want to say like a week ago, she was having these symptoms. And her mom was like, I don't know what's going on with her. Took her to the emergency room thinking she had strep throat. Like, something's going on. Do y'all know that and she's in high school. Do y'all know that they said that this child got COVID again? Y'all, she got COVID twice, for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Christmas slash New Year's. I was like, this is craziness. So I ran to go get my booster, y'all, last week. I ran to get my booster. And I was fine. I know some people was complaining about like having symptoms after the booster, but I was good. My little cousin, I don't know if she's still on here. She got her first round of her vaccination because her job made them get it. And she was actually really woozy the next day. She got Moderna. I got J&J for the first one, but for the second, for the booster, they gave me Moderna. But I was fine. But I ran. But I was in line literally, y'all, for like almost 2 hours waiting to get the vaccination because all the folks here trying to get it. So it's crazy though. Here, I want to say about 84% of the island has at least had their first vaccination. So they are very serious when it comes to health out here and like trying to protect their people. But they said, unfortunately, a lot of people haven't been able to get their boosters yet. So our cases out here are super crazy. Like they've implemented another curfew this week. There's more requirements if you want to travel to Puerto Rico. Like you used to be able to just travel here with a negative COVID test if you didn't have a vaccination. Now, even if you are vaccinated, you have to come with a negative COVID test within 48 hours, which I don't even know how people are able to get freaking tests because all the freaking testing centers are super backed up. That's like my mom earlier this week, I want to say my brother got COVID on like, she tested him on Tuesday, but she wanted to take him like to get an official testing because there's some jobs that are not even accepting the home test, y'all. So it's like super crazy, but she basically, I just lost my thought, y'all. But yeah, oh yes, I was talking about the restrictions now. And so even if you are vaccinated, I mean, if you are not vaccinated and you come to Puerto Rico, even if you test negative within 48 hours, you still have to quarantine for a mandatory 7 days. AKA, most people aren't staying on this island for more than 7 days if you're coming here for vacation. So it's almost like this is not a destination you want to be traveling. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, so yeah, this is not the place you want to be traveling to now. Inte said, oh my goodness, how's she now? My mama's good. Really, gratefully, everybody's good. My mama's mom got COVID, has already had COVID. My dad's mom has had COVID, and they were all vaccinated, so they're doing pretty good. My grandpa had COVID. Like I said, my mama, my dad, my stepmom, my sister, her boyfriends had it. Her daughters had it. I mean, literally, almost all my aunts have had it. Cousins have had it. I mean, it's crazy. My cousin just commented. She said, girl, almost the whole family tested positive. Almost the whole family tested positive the other day. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. So that does make me a little bit apprehensive about going home. But I'm just like, man, like, I just have to do the best that I can. And it's crazy because, you know, to be honest, if I was to get COVID out here, I would be fine. You know, I basically quarantine at home every day. The only time I go out is when I go to the grocery store, either on Sunday morning or Saturday morning, because I don't like going to the store when the store is packed. So that's the good thing, is like, I'm not out here in the streets, but I'm like, I cannot imagine having to quarantine at my parents' house. Like, so that is my fear. I was very much back and forth on whether or not I wanted to actually go home, but I was just like, man, I cannot miss my little brother's basketball season. I cannot miss senior night. So I'm making a sacrifice, y'all. So, you know, I hope all is well with the trip. I'll definitely be keeping y'all updated for sure. But I'm like, I gotta go home, and then like my grandpa's getting a procedure done, and I'm taking him, and my stepmom's getting the surgery done. So I just gotta make sure my family is good as well. So I'll be going home. Now, I will say the conference that I'm scheduled to go to that first week of February, like, they haven't mentioned anything about turning it into a virtual event, but like I would feel so much more comfortable if it was virtual. Like it would be nice to kind of meet people in person. Man, I haven't like met people or really seen people in person outside of like my family. Like been able to like fellowship with people outside of my family and close friends. It's been a minute, you guys, like some years. Like literally, like when I really think about it, it's really been, some time. So I try to stay out the way. Whew. But yes, Inte, I definitely will be keeping you in my prayers. Of course, I already know you know the precautions for trying to keep yourself safe as far as your PPE. But I'm sure it is definitely nerve-wracking to know that, you know, so many people are going around. And then, hold on, can we talk about the reckless people, though? That is what the issue is for me. You know, like, there's so many people I know who have had COVID, not know personally that I know of, though. Who have like basically still been in the streets. Like, I mean, oh well, like I'm fine, I'm good. And then that was the worst thing they could have did was say freaking 5 days. And then you wonder why people have a distrust for the freaking medical, you know, system. Like I get it, like I understand, like of course I'm trying to go, you know, I'm always gonna try to lead with science, but then a little bit of logic part of you have you questioning even that. So I try not to be like judgmental of people's decisions and things like that. I mean, I do be judging, but like I try not to judge on like on a serious level. I'll say that much, okay? Because I get it, like I understand, especially, you know, being people of color and seeing how wrong we have been done in the past. I don't feel like a lot of that has been addressed with, you know, a lot of the concerns that people have regarding like this virus. And then another thing is like, I'm sorry, I'm not getting a freaking shot every couple months. Like that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like who is going to be trying to get a booster shot, what, every couple months? And then what is this new variant that they're talking about? I don't even know the name. I saw the name I want to say, but I was like, that could not be the real name. I just started laughing. It was the flu and corona, florona, I think I saw. I was like, okay, somebody's playing. Like, this cannot be a real thing. I don't know if it's a real thing, but I was like, this cannot be a real thing. Inte said it's crazy. I got mandated to stay at 16. What? A 16-hour shift overnight. And I felt so exhausted after work. My head was in it. Oh my gosh. And not mandatory. I hope that paid. I hope they mandated a bonus with the 16-hour shift. You definitely gonna have to pay me a differential if you're gonna make me stay here longer. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So you guys have that many people out then. You guys are that short of staff, I should say. That's crazy. I'm part-time, so I don't get double pay, just under. Oh, that is so, I don't care, part-time or not, like, they know that they are absolutely wrong for that. Like, they should at least give you some type of differential for doing those extra hours, not just your regular pay. Oh, I would be so annoyed, because even me, like, I do my health coaching part-time, but, like, for holidays and things like that, like, they give us, like, an extra bonus for working on those days, even if it's like scheduled on a weekend, even though I coach on the weekends anyways. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, and you guys, random side note, I just started I think I was telling y'all the other week I was going to start it, but I started a new 14-day challenge. So I'm going to do it every month. If you go on Instagram and you search 14-day challenge, you'll literally like see the challenge. But it's been really good. I really enjoy it. Usually there's like a upper body, lower body, hit day, and full body workout, and then you like repeat one of those workouts, and then you have like a day of rest, and then there's a, I think I'm missing a day, but yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it. This is my third challenge that I did. I did one in November, then I did one in September, so I think that's going to kind of be my thing. And then I use the what is the app called? I'm about to look at my phone. Don't be lying. But I use the fitness app on the phone from if you have an Apple Watch, they have like a little fitness app. And they have like different workouts on there. And so that's what I do my workouts on. So yeah, enjoying myself. But y'all know I am excited, and I'm a little torn though, because now I get to go home. I can actually go skate. And I'm excited because I've been teaching myself to skate since September. So it's been 4 months now officially that I have been learning how to skate. And, you know, I'm feeling like really pro-ish. So I'm hoping that I'm as good as I, am in my house. I hope I'm as good on the actual skating rink, because I'm going to be very disappointed, because you can't tell me I'm not about to go in there purling and, living my roll bounce life. So I am excited about that. I'm a little nervous though, because I'm like, ooh, I get hot. I want to be responsible and have my mask on and stuff. Lord. So I'm like, I don't know if this is the best skill to do. So I think I'm going to play it by ear. Usually the day I go on is like Mondays. So it's not a lot of people at the skating rink. But I know where I will not be skating. When I go to Atlanta, I would love to go and be part of that skate, community for a couple days. But I see all the videos. Do you guys see the videos on like Instagram and stuff? I see all the Atlanta folks, and they be in there super deep. I'm like, man, that's just Corona all day. And they really don't have their mask on and stuff like that. Like I said, you hot burning up. Like, even if you did have your mask on, you're taking it down at some point in time. So I'm just like, yeah, I definitely am not going to risk it going to skate in Atlanta. But at home, our skate team is not on that level. So like I said, every time I see a video, it'll be like a whole bunch of them. They be all linked up and arms all linked up and stuff. I'm like, y'all brave. Not I. I'm just now reading one of your messages. You said you need a snow blower. You should invest in one. You absolutely should. I have to let you know next week. I'm sure it's going to be some snow within the next week. What my dad has to say about it. Cause my dad, he be out there getting it. But it was so scary though. I want to say like last year or the year before, my dad actually, he went outside. He slipped and busted his tail out there on his ice. I'm like, thank God he didn't hit his head, So now he's like super on it, trying to make sure he has like the salt down and everything. Yeah. He trying to make sure he got that salt and he can get the shoveling as soon as he can. Shoveling though is like a whole workout for sure. Like, you working your whole body. Like, so if you ain't got to a gym, that's okay. Because if you shoveling, like, you definitely burning some calories. And it's crazy how much your body will warm up when you snow, and it be freezing out there. You get the snow and you get real warm real quick. But man, I know that Canada winter hits different, because even Canada isn't far from. We can get into Canada basically right outside of Cleveland, going into like Detroit and stuff, and Cleveland is over there by the Lake Erie. So they get really bad winters compared to us, which I live in. I'm from Central Ohio. But yeah, that Cleveland winter, I'm like, no, no, no. Detroit, no, no, no. I remember I was driving from Ohio to get to Chicago, and I had to go, I want to say I had to go through Michigan. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I went all the way, or did I go through Indiana? I think when I was going through Indiana. The snow was super crazy. Like it was, I had to like pull over. I could not see. It was awful. But I do want some, I want some hot chocolate. I hope I can get me some good hot chocolate when I get home. I'm gonna make the best of it, okay? I will make the best out of it. And I even ordered me a couple of sweaters from some sales that I saw after Christmas. I said, let me send me a couple of sweaters home so I can be prepared. So yes, yes, yes. Oh, and Intake. Oh my gosh. When my dad was in town, my dad, he loved him some ice cream. And I got him some cookies and cream ice cream from Walmart. They great value cookies and cream ice cream is actually pretty good. I wanted some ice cream last night, and that was the only thing that was in the freezer. So I was like, let me try some of this ice cream. I was like, ooh, this is pretty good. So I was excited about it. I just had an acai bowl before I came out here. I don't know if you eat acai bowls. Love, 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 love acai bowls. I put pineapple, strawberry, banana, and mango in mine. Yes, yes, yes. Whew. I know it'll be getting dark quick here. Ente said, I have a question. What steps do you take when you're feeling extremely overwhelmed that you end up not doing anything, but then you feel awful not doing anything, and the vicious cycle continues? Okay, let me process. Okay. What steps do I take when I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed? Is it like, do you mind sharing kind of the context? Because of course I have different, I get like overwhelmed by different things. So it depends on if it's like a life thing or if it's like a professional thing, like a family thing, or like a work thing. But in general, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, let me see. I don't know. For real, to be honest, a lot of times I gotta fake it, to be honest. Like out like today, I really didn't feel like skating today, but I know that if I don't skate on Fridays and send my videos to like my family and stuff, they'll be really disappointed because my cousin, like a couple of my cousins, Friday. So sometimes when it's things like that, I can think about other people and I can basically be like selfless in those moments, even though I want to do what feels comfortable for me. But like today, I just wasn't feeling it. I was just like, I'm not going to skate today. So I had to text my cousin. I was like, hey girl, love you, but I'm not skating today. And she was like, oh, I'm going to miss it. But she was like, no, I understand. But then I was like, man, sometimes in the back of my mind, like if I feel like I'm going to disappoint other people, which like I said, it's a thin line because you don't want to get to a point where you're like just completely trying to appease people. But like there wasn't no like real reason I shouldn't have did it. So I just like try to create like the logic behind it. So let me read. Hold on. I'm over at the pool now. Okay, so you said like overwhelmed with schoolwork, too many assignments, due to too many exams coming up that you feel you don't know anything about, just those ones. Schools makes me feel over. Oh, now I can definitely give you context about that. Especially, undergrad for me, grad school and med school. I definitely had those feelings. So I think the biggest thing is like sometimes you just have to step back for one. I mean, there was literally times that I know, like, especially if you find yourself studying, but like nothing is sticking, like you really gotta step back because like burnout is real. And when you get to a point of burnout, like a lot of times you won't even remember half the stuff that you're doing. So I think that you gotta get like um, very clear on how you're able to optimize your productivity for one. Because I feel like I have, in the past, I've wasted a lot of time feeling like I'm being productive, but I'm really not because I'm distracted by other things. Whether I'm distracted by like my phone, whether I'm distracted by my thoughts. So like for example, like if I'm in the process of studying for something, your brain is going to always be thinking about the 1,000 other things you can be studying for. You might be studying for science and you're like, well, dang, I got something for math or, whatever other class you have. I have made a new practice now where I have a notebook and I literally write down the thoughts that come to my mind. Because a lot of times you just have to put it somewhere. You got to get it out of your brain. And I realize that when I leave it in my brain, like it tends to consume me. So I have to write it down and I know that I can come back to it later. But the crazy thing, like me, I'm pretty impulsive. So like if something comes to me, like I want to do it right now. So like if I'm studying, I'm like, oh, well, I need to check this email or I need to do this. Like in the past, I have stopped what I was doing to go pay attention to that. But it has not served me well because it ends up extending the amount of time that you're using. So this year I actually hired a productivity coach for that same reason that you said, like feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, you have so much to do. So now you have like all of these half-started projects, half studying for this, half studying for that, and you're wasting time. And so I have learned a few different techniques. I do, at the beginning of the week, it's called um, it's called a Monday hour one. I actually do it on Sunday. So what I do is I make a list of what I need to get done. And I specifically write what are the results that I need. So in your case, let's just say you have an exam coming up in 2 weeks. So you know that you need to get through however many chapters you need to get through or how much of your study guide, if you have a study guide, or create your own study guide. So I will put at the end of the week, I will have completed chapters 1 through 6. At the end of the week, I will have, and whatever that is, you write your list of everything that you will have completed for the week. That's the first step. After I write down what my results are going to be, I write down each result and I write down what are the tasks that I need to complete within this to get to that result. So for instance, and I put how much time that I'm going to dedicate to that. So if I say like I will have chapters 1 through 6 completed, I'll go ahead and I'll jot down how many hours it's going to take me to complete that task, and then I'll write down what I need to do for that specific task in order to complete it. And then I do that for each activity, and then so now I get to see all of my hours that I need to spend for the week. So then after that, I go and I put my hours in my calendar. So you have like those things that are just constant that you know. These are the blocks of time I have. So you know what time you're going to be in school. You know what time you have to dedicate to work. So you already need to have that mapped out in your schedule. And then you need to look at, from your Monday hour one, this is the hours I need to block out for my schedule. And so you start putting those things in your schedule. I kind of look at because one thing I've been able to master in these last couple of years is doing my financial budget. And I know a lot of people, they have a hard time doing budgets and sticking to budgets because that gives a lot of people a lot of anxiety because for some people, you just feel like you're not going to have enough anyway, so I just don't want to think about it. Let me pay my bills and whatever else happens. Like, I don't look at my budget like that. I think my budget gives me permission to spend my money. because I know where it's going and I know that I can account for it. When I don't do my budget, that is when I'm anxious. That is when I feel overwhelmed because I don't know where money is going, where it's coming in. That's how I look at my time now. I look at my time as I only have so much time for the week, just like you only have so much money that you know is coming in. So now how can I optimize the actual time that I do have? And then that's how I go about doing my schedule for the week. It's like, okay, these are the things that I have to have completed by this week. How can I get it done? And it takes away a lot of the overwhelm because I know like this, that it can be done. Like when I see it, and I'm telling you, I got really comfortable doing my Monday hour one that I got lazy about it. And I was just like, well, I know how to do it now. Like I'm good. I don't have to do it. Like I get the theory. I get it. And when I tell you, like literally this last month has been a show for sure when it comes to my productivity because I'm like going back into my old ways, you know what I mean? Feeling like I can do it and then I'm feeling overwhelmed. Even I know y'all heard me talk about me trying to work on my website and I'm feeling overwhelmed like, oh my gosh. And then this week I literally set my tail down on Sunday and was like, I have to sit down and do this Monday hour one. Like I have to do it. And so it's not just the Monday hour one though. Like Monday hour one is just so you can have a bird's eye view of what your week is. Now what you need to do, which is maybe I can go into a little more detail at another time, but it's called a deep work session. This is what I learned from my productivity coach. And so with the deep work session, you basically take down, so you know how I said like, for instance, I need to get chapters 1 through 6 done by the end of the week. So you allot that block of time, and I'll say no more than 30 minutes to 1 hour. You allot that block of time and you write down basically how this is going to make you feel. Like why is this a priority to you in that moment? But it has to be something that really resonates with you so that you can feel compelled to do it, you know? Because I feel like a lot of times when people are like, I need to do it because I need to pass the class. Yeah, but there's even a bigger purpose than that. Why do you need to pass the class? You know what I mean? And so I do that. So I write down, basically what I want to accomplish before the end of the session. And then I write down, how I want to feel. And then I write a list of potential, and I do this as well with the Monday hour one. Monday hour one, I write a list of distractions, potential distractions. And I basically write how am I going to combat those distractions. So same with a deep hour one, if I say, okay, for this 1 hour, I'm going to do my, let's just say my chemistry for this 1 hour. I need to write down what are the results that I want to get done. So yeah, I want to get 1 hour done, but I also want to make sure that I ask myself 5 questions, or whatever it is, however you go about your studying. So you write that down, write down what you want your results to be, and then you also need to write down for this specific time block, what are my potential distractions going to be? And you need to troubleshoot for those things because a lot of times we feel like life is just happening to us. There's a lot of times we know the things that are going to distract us. And I have made it a big effort, thankfully for my productivity coach. What we would do was anything that we know would be vying for our attention, aka what do you need not to be distracted for an hour? If you know you got to go to the bathroom, you know what I mean? Like go to the bathroom before you start studying. If you know that you're hungry, go ahead and grab something to eat before you start studying. If you know that, okay, when I'm studying, I'm going to need a snack, I need some water next to me, whatever it is that you need in your vicinity, you need to put that in your vicinity. You also, during your deep hour session, you need to put what are the supplies that I need. So if you only need your textbook and your laptop, that's all you need to have. If you know that you need to take out, if you know that you get distracted by having multiple tabs up, you need to exit out of all of those tabs. So you're basically doing like the pre-work to prep yourself to get ready to go into this study session that you're getting ready to do. And so you're getting rid of all of those distractions before they find a reason to become distractions. Because like I said, a lot of things that happen, just like people who, have kids. You know that your child is probably going to be, wanting to get food at this time of the day. You know that kids are probably going to do X, Y, Z. Like, that's not an excuse. You have to be able to work around those things, especially when you know some of these things are inevitable. And so I basically I write down what my potential distractions will be. For me, for example, I'll give you what I put down this week. I was working on getting my homepage done on one day. So I'm like, by the end of this session, I will have my hero section completed, my problem solution, my XY, like I put the whole list down. And then when I put down the steps of how I was going to do it, because that's important as well, because a lot of times I don't know about you, but I get sidetracked. I'll get to studying something, I'll go into an actual topic, and I'll need to, like, for instance, I need to go Google something. Well, Google can put me on a whole, like, a whole to nowhere. So I know that about myself. I'll put on the side distraction. If I go to YouTube, and then I'll maybe have to set up a timer for myself. I only have 5 minutes to look up this specific, topic or whatever I'm trying to find, 5 to 10 minutes within this hour section. I'm literally jotting out play by play what I'm going to be doing in that time so that I can be more productive with my time. And then another thing that I feel like we don't do enough, when you are studying things like that, like, you are creating data. And the best way to create data is to make sure that you are documenting it. And so you need to document when you're done with this, deep work session where you're, literally no distraction. You need to make sure you write down what went wrong, what could have went better, what can I do next time. And so that's something that I can go back, engage, and say, okay, of course. And you have to tell yourself, you have to give yourself grace. Of course my brain was going to be wanting to do 1,000 things. Of course I'm going to get tired when it's time for me to start studying. Of course, like, you have to really just tell yourself, like, of course this is going to happen. I am human. Acknowledge that part, that you are human and that it is okay. But you also have the mindset to know, like, even though I'm going through these different things, I know that I can still have focus on demand. And I feel like that's something that we don't really take control of, that we don't really always own, is the fact that we have more control and we have more ability to focus. And I think a lot of that is because we feel like motivation is like a prerequisite for our action. But it's not. Like, even regardless if we're motivated or not, that's what I'm saying. You got to always go back to your big why. And that's why before I start my sessions, I always write. I'm sorry, there's a dog in the background barking. But I always write, like, my compelling why for doing this. And I don't make it like, I don't make it generic. Like, when I'm working on my website, like, my big why is like, I know that I have the solution to somebody's problem and they're waiting for me to show up. So if I continue to delay this thing, especially something that God done placed in my heart, like, who am I really doing a disservice to? Because it's bigger than me. And so you have to think about, what is your big why? What are you connected? Why do you want to finish school? You know what I mean? Why is it important for you to do well in these classes? And I think that really, really helps. And then also, I do a lot of mind models, which we did with our productivity coach, where you're basically just going through the cycling of your thoughts. You start with your thought, and you start with your thoughts, and what feeling does that thought lead you to? And then after you go from your thought, you go to your feelings, you go to your actions. So, like, what is this leading to you to do based off of your action? Because we have a choice at the end of the day. And so you just have to choose, where you are. And I think next week I'll model that a little bit of what that looks like for me. I'll give you, like, some real examples, because I write them down for myself all the time. And even when people call me and they just like, what? But yeah, so actually you start, even before your thought, I look at the circumstance. Like, what is my circumstance right now? Like, my circumstance, Inte, for you may be like, I gotta study. Like, that's your circumstance. What is your thought about your circumstance? Well, my thought is if I don't pass this class, it's going to put me behind. Like, I'm going to have to retake this class. It's going to cost more money. I'm going to be delayed in my graduation, whatever it is. And then you think about, okay, so this is my thought. What's my feelings about this thought? I'm overwhelmed. I'm anxious. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I mean, I can go on and on. And then it's like, you acknowledge these feelings, but then you go back to your thoughts and you say, okay, these are my feelings. What are some productive thoughts? Because I don't even think of thoughts as I know a lot of times people say like positive and negative. I don't really think of more a positive, negative. I think of things more so from like a productive and unproductive. Because sometimes you can have like a feeling of fear and it can be a productive feeling because it gets you, you know what I mean? Like get the ball running. Like, oh dang, well I'm fearful. I need to, react this type of way in this situation. So I don't think a lot of times people may say fear can be a negative thing. But fear can also be positive. So that's why I like to think of like our feelings as like productive or unproductive. And so like I said, and then you go to your feelings and then you go to your actions because that's what you have control over. So like, yes, you acknowledge your feelings. So then like, what is your action? I know you mentioned potentially, because you have all these different assignments to do, like, well, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to watch TV instead. Okay, that could be a potential action. And then now I have my action. Now I'm going to be thinking about the results. What result is that going to produce for me? Well, more than likely, if you didn't study for the exam or, if your time wasn't spent wise when you were trying to study, that result is not going to be a good result. So then again, like what parts of this, can I have control over? Because like I said, how you feel is how you feel. You acknowledge that. But now it's, okay, how can I create more productive thoughts that can get me the results that I want? So then you start thinking about, these are the results I want. And then you start going back and you start reverse engineering the thoughts that you want and the feelings that those thoughts will create. And then the control that you really have is in those actions. So, I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot, but I hope you can take something from that and apply it because, like I said, a lot of everything is really connected to our mindset as well. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things is based on our circumstances. Some of our circumstances we have control over, some of them we don't, and that's the biggest thing. The things that you don't have control over, you got to let them go. You have to let them go. But the things that you do have control over, like those are the things that you're like, okay, well, let me create a plan. Let me create a plan for this. So yeah, I know I done talked a lot, y'all. I done talked y'all head off today. But yeah, that's just kind of how I go about things because like I said, I be feeling overwhelmed. Like even with like this business stuff, I mean, I technically have been out the classroom for a year and a half now, and I've been working towards my business, and some days I feel like, oh my gosh, I've been killing it, and then other days I'm like, I haven't done anything, I haven't accomplished anything. But then I go back and I know I have to give myself grace, and then I know when I am in those like ruts where I'm not feeling as productive, or I'm feeling like, like my circumstances are bigger, bigger than life itself. Like I have to go back and put things in perspective, and I literally will sit down and I write out my circumstance. I write out my thoughts surrounding that circumstance. I write out my feelings. I write out the actions that I complete. I write out the results, and then I say, okay, what can I change in this? What can I change in this? And I usually, like I said, sometimes I go and I'm like, okay, let me look at the thought right now. You know what I mean? Let me change this thought. Let me produce these feelings that I know that I deserve to have. You know what I mean? And then when you go back and you look at the results, like I'm driven by the results, to be honest. Sometimes I'm driven by my thoughts. Sometimes I'm driven by my results. More often though, it's just like I said, I'm always connected to that big picture. I'm always connected to my why. And that can be hard sometimes because sometimes it seems so far away. Like, I know I want to be here, but this is where I'm at today. This is how I feel today. And like I said, that's why you acknowledge it. You absolutely acknowledge it. You're not wrong for feeling how you feel. You're not wrong to be feeling overwhelmed. You're not wrong to feel anxious. These are all human emotions. You just have to connect with them. And a lot of times when you sit down and you write that model out, you realize you thought that it was school, but it's actually some other things going on. And sometimes you have to go back to, go back to the drawing board and address those issues first. So yeah. But yes, I hope y'all enjoyed my TED Talk, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I know my phone is actually, I think my phone is my battery's starting to get low. I'm like at 10%. So I'm about to start walking back to mi casa. But yeah, I hope that was helpful, Inte. I know it was a lot. We can, talk some more about it as well. If you want to email me, I can send you over some of the documents that kind of outline some of the stuff I was talking to you about. Oh, and then before I get off of here, I'll give y'all a little quick update. Y'all know I've been working on getting my Spanish together. So when I tell y'all, my Spanish teacher, she is not playing with me. Like, she is not playing with me. She's like been pushing me really, really hard on my like comprehension and me speaking. Because like the first few months, for the most part, like she would speak Spanish a lot, but she would still like kind of break things down to me in English when I needed to. Like now she's breaking down stuff to me in Spanish, and she is making me talk to her in Spanish. Like if I say something to her in English, she's like, what? Like no. Like she basically be ignoring me now. So she was like, you need to say it in Spanish. And like if I'm stumbling, I'll ask her in Spanish, how do I say it in Spanish? So that's good for me. So I am making a little bit of progress in my Spanish, but the struggle is still extremely real. Extremely real, okay? So yes. But yeah, I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, y'all. We ain't gonna be at the beach for a little bit. But that's why I was like, let me make sure I get to the beach today. And then I'll probably get to packing Monday night. I leave Tuesday morning, so I'll get to packing Monday night. Then I'll be back in these Ohio streets nights. All right. Well, I'm getting off of here, you guys. I enjoyed y'all today. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I honor y'all for giving me some of y'all time and for rocking with me on these Fridays when y'all could be doing 1,000 other things. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a very, very blessed weekend. Inte said, thank you for going live. Thank you. And thank you so much for showing up when you're able to. I appreciate it. Like I said, even if whenever you can come on here, I'm always grateful. Always, always grateful. So, all right. Well, I'll chat with you guys soon. Y'all know it's Friday, so I'm going to go get me some tacos. I think I'm going to get me some brisket tacos today from this other food truck because I'm going to miss my tacos when I go home. All right. Well, I will chat with you guys soon. Bye.